Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Thanks for Friction Labs for helping us with the episode number 4.
Fourth episode already, wow.
Ramping.
Well, we're back again. We're here with Cameron as always, and special guest today, Keenan.
Yeah.
Takasaurus, what?
Yeah, pretty much. Other people call me Kevin Takahashi Smith, so, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, I always thought that you and the other Kevin, the guy that's hanging out with, I know that, but I thought you guys were brothers or something.
Yeah.
You guys have no relation at all.
No relation. Full disclosure.
Yeah, wow.
Completely unrelated.
Same names though, I guess?
No.
Last names?
So he's middle name Takashi and I'm last name Takahashi. So I got the extra laughs in there.
Ah.
Okay.
I see how it goes. Well, that's cool. I'm glad to clarify that because I didn't know for I don't know, a couple months back there.
A lot of people
Japanese.
Confused. Yeah,
No. Half.
Yeah.
So, let's start from the beginning. How'd you start climbing? Well, let's see. I mean, you're kind of new. I mean, how old are you?
27.
You're 27 years old. How tall are you?
Like a little over 5'8".
5'8". I'm really tall usually.
I got long ass arms.
Oh. And you're from
+6.
California originally?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you started climbing in California?
Yeah.
+6.
+6, Ape? I missed that. Oh, wow. That's why you climb tall.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
I've never met anyone with more than +4.
I think Daniel is +6 too, but he's a little shorter.
+4.
Cooper Roberts has like +7.5 or something. He's like...
Well, he's like 6'5".
Yeah, he's really tall.
Damn, with a +7 too, so he's like 7 foot.
No, he has the biggest span
Wow.
ever. Like, if you ever see him on a measuring board, like at people's, I think he has a
Just like
Theo's gym or something.
Off in the corner.
Yeah, it's like an other wall type
Nice.
thing. Yeah. So you started climbing in California?
Yeah, so I mean, like, I've always been like climbing random stuff, like buildings and shit, especially.
Really? You're an urban climber.
Well, yeah, I was doing it for like skate stuff mostly, because we were like, there was this really nice outdoor kind of plaza thing that was enclosed at like the local junior high school, and so I would always hop the roof and then open the door for everyone. There's like a little 4-set and a 6-stair and like nice mini rail. There's actually like footage of Nigel skating it on like the really old Element video because he's from Davis too.
Yeah, wow.
And it's like when he's a little kid with the dreads and shit.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's impressive.
So I was like always like into climbing things and trees like that. And then I went to France when I was 16 and I was like climbing buildings and my friend was like, you should come to the climbing gym, and then I started going and I didn't actually realize you had to pay. I thought you were like went there and then you bought gear and stuff, and I went for like 5 or 6 days because it was a super chill gym, like in Davis.
In France? Oh, in Davis.
In Davis.
Yeah.
Like one of the first, I think second gym in the country.
Oh, really?
Or something like 93 or 92.
Like, yeah, that's real debatable. We have like Cats is arguably the first gym.
Oh, okay.
in the world.
Yeah. Totally.
No, not really.
No, I mean, I have no
And then
idea.
somebody, I think from the West Coast or something, or even in Oregon or something, there's like, no, we had the first gym first or something.
England, I'm sure, has a claim.
Oh
yeah, I mean,
just with like home walls and stuff.
Something. Wow, so you grew up, what do you climb on around Davis? That's funny because I got some of my skateboard friends into climbing way back when.
Oh, nice.
We would just skate a spot and there'd be a cool building,
Yeah.
And we'd start free soloing the building and stuff. And it was awesome because
so fun,
it was like, it was really cool, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, there was really good routes and there was some like objective danger, there'd be like a sign, you'd impale yourself if you fell or something, and pretty high and stuff. And I remember one of my skateboard friends, like, he like learned how to heel hook that day, you know what I mean? And he was just going up this thing, and he did it. I didn't even do it. I was just like, dude, you're crazy, you know what I mean? I went up this compression thing on this building.
Nice.
It was definitely awesome for me, just because coming from a skateboarding background and then climbing with some of those people and stuff, just like, and that's kind of how I've looked at you, is like, you're kind of like the modern day, like, street climber. Like, you go and, like, a lot of my friends, and, when I was skated, consistently a bunch, we'd like...
Street climber.
go down to Dallas to skate their spots, or anything local, or you'd see something nowadays. You see like we were saying, like El Toro or something, this iconic thing, and people travel out there to try and get a trick on it and stuff.
Right.
It seems like you're constantly in your van, Waco, Roy, fucking out on the East Coast, you know what I mean, or wherever, you know what I mean. It seems like you get around quite a bit, rather than sticking in one place.
Yeah, I like the questing aspect for sure.
Yeah.
And
so did you start around Tahoe and stuff, or not?
Tahoe was some of the first Granite I climbed on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the initial stuff was, the really early stuff was terrible. It was like backfill, which is like you probably haven't even heard of. Nut Tree boulders, like 20 minutes outside of Davis, and heinous like tiny chaussy things. Like
that's where you always have to learn.
Next to cow shit everywhere. And, but it was super fun. And the first day that I went out, it was like middle of summer in Central Valley, and it was so hot. It was like 105, I think, and I didn't bring any water, and it was just epic. And I still had a good time, and I was like, damn, this is crazy. I like still had fun, even though that was like kind of heinous.
Nice.
Yeah, the early days when you start climbing, usually if you have a pretty good background, it's really the adventurous times, and it's like really you get those experiences.
Dude, don't shit because you don't have anything to measure against.
Yeah, exactly. There's like, you're not expecting it to be this like majestic thing.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, this is fun. Like, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's still fun today. It's like I lost touch with going on road trips and stuff, for a long time. And then sometimes you just get in the car and you drive down to somewhere for the weekend, and then you're just like, dude, I forgot all about this. This is awesome.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you started climbing in California, and then it seems like just probably in the last 5 years you've really been starting to make a name for yourself. I think you came on the radar. When's the first time you came to Colorado?
I think I came out here in 2012 for 2 days visiting my friend, and then I came back the next year also for 2 days.
Really?
Just like super random. The first time we went to Lincoln, I went to Evans and Pooter. And then the next time I went to, I think, Evans and Lincoln Lake. Yeah.
What'd you get on in the Pooter?
I tried Circadian, and I hit my head on the rock, and I got pretty pissed.
Oh man!
Yeah,
on the puffing stone. Back. Yeah, the puffing stone.
Yeah.
Great traverse out of that thing. Love that one.
And did the Sharma dyno, which I was pretty psyched on.
That's a great one too.
Super cool. Those were like super recently a couple of things I tried.
Wow. So you were climbing in Davis, and you climb in the gym mostly and stuff?
Yeah, so when I first started, I was climbing like exclusively in the gym basically, and then I think I went to Bishop after like 6 months or something.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then I was like, whoa, this shit is sick. Like mine just totally
That was,
blown.
I met Keenan.
We met in Waco.
2011 or 12.
12, yeah. I was
really?
2.5, 3 years in.
Oh,
2.5, okay.
Psyched out of my mind.
Yeah, I bet. What were some of the things that you were like inspired by back in the day? Did you have like videos to watch or magazines or any of that shit?
Yeah, totally. So the first climbing video, I remember, so me and my buddy that I was climbing with a bunch in high school, his name Ryan Lee, and I like had no idea about climbing media or anything, and he was like, you gotta watch this guy Chris Sharma, and so we like watched some YouTube videos of Chris. And then, like, a couple months in, Dosage 5 came out, and there was actually a premiere at the gym.
Oh, wow.
And I had no idea what climbing, like, really was. I was just bouldering in the gym and, like, having fun. And the hardest thing we had, I think, was, like, V9, so I assumed the hardest things were V10. And then there was footage of Daniel doing Jade. Well, I mean, it starts off with Yosemite, and I was like, damn, I should go to Yosemite, this shit is sick. Yeah. And then there's like footage of Daniel doing Jade, and I was like, V15 exists? That's like absurd. Like,
wow.
Couldn't even begin to fathom it. And so then it was like, and then I found out about Dosage because of that, and then I like got all the other ones and watched, like, backwatched
research.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And so like, it was basically like Dave and Chris were like my two main influences.
Really?
And then there's like all those funny sequences with like you and Dave, like out in Arkansas and shit.
Yeah, the Arkansas dude. They're a good one. Really freaking
super classic. But I would watch those like literally every day. after school. Like I would get psyched and want to go to the gym, and then I would like watch a segment of those and then go to climb. And
I mean, growing up skateboarding where you watch skate videos all the time, even to get psyched and like get motivated. Like I remember the video for me was The Real Thing, you know, and Hard Grit.
Oh yeah,
you know,
I finally saw The Real Thing.
Yeah, a little bit older than you, but like I remember watching The Real Thing like every day. You know what I mean? It was just like watched it every single day. You know, you're like going to the gym, you're like fast forward it to the gym, the little training session that they're having, you know, and like have the music blaring in the gym, and it's just like. Those were the videos, and then the Hard Grit. I remember that like changed everything because it was like, holy shit! Like let's go scare the shit out of ourselves. Like we have all these like little short scary things too. You know what I mean? Like, that was cool. All the dosages came out. I mean, I was still under the influence of videos. You know what I mean? Like, Clem and like Chris Sharma and all that stuff was just so awesome.
Yeah, super sick.
Even still to this day, I think I watched Chris Sharma on Dreamcatcher the other day, and I was like,
dude, it's so sick.
Best video ever.
So
it's like
sick.
every move is cut 4 times. Like it's like 4 shots of the same move, 4 shots of the same move, and you're just like, it's awesome.
Yeah. No, the OG doses were like super important, I think, and then I even found Rampage and stuff. And it just was like, I kind of just like slowly went back and further, and
it was such a treat too when you watch those old videos and then you go to those boulders. You know what I mean?
It's so cool.
And you're just like, wow, this is the boulder.
Yeah, that's kind of like the El Toro thing,
like,
you know?
what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's like the El Toro thing though, where you can like, with outdoor climbing, you really have that aspect of being able to go test yourself, which is
and iconic things to test yourself on. You know what I mean? That's kind of like, the older I get, it's kind of like climbing nowadays is like, wow, let's concentrate on more of the aesthetic things. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I mean, I definitely find myself under the lowest ball, dirtiest, eliminate, lamest things, trying to like do shit, but it's always a treat when you're like, wow, this is like, let's go do this thing. This is aesthetic. This is awesome. Like even in the movement or whatever.
Yeah, and the first thing that I actually like really cared about climbing, where I was like, I want to do this before I die, sort of thing, was the mandala.
Oh wow.
Sharma, like,
yeah.
Original.
I mean, I remember seeing the mandala for the first time, and it was Chris in a magazine in a cordless ad. And he was like green pants, white shirt, and it was like a step-by-step of him doing the mandala.
Like a 9 frames by
And it was like right in the beginning where it was like, what even is this? Like oh, he's bouldering, you know?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
I remember even like before that, like Fred Nicole picture of Dreamtime, you know? Doing Dreamtime, and it was like this One Sport ad, like a shoe ad, and it was just like a little picture, and it was like, whoa, like this is the coolest looking thing.
Right.
But even at that point, I wasn't like so in depth into climbing and bouldering in general. I was just like, oh wow, I don't even know what this really is. You know what I mean? And then definitely you go see those things and you're like, holy shit, dude, this is the mandala.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like those problems, those iconic problems, man. It's like, yeah, it's cool. There's so many different people all over the planet that are really like, I want to go do that. I want to do that. They're the same mindset as you are, or me, or anything, you know.
Yeah.
That's what got our the bottom of that generation. Ours started. Is it the same now?
I mean, I don't really know.
Me neither.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't think
the same.
It doesn't really seem like there's kind of that same outlet, right? Like of just like Stoker
Because
vids.
it's just on YouTube.
It's like on YouTube.
I think
or
it's like the
Insta.
mellow and like just the home videos that a lot of people are doing, you know, it's like...
Yeah, but like mandala was like every boulder on the planet, if there even was that many, wanted to do the mandala.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think as things go up in the grade, more people get psyched on them, but I think that that's just a small handful of people, you know what I mean? Like, it's like... It is always cool to watch a video, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you grew up and you did ropes at all? You ever climb on a rope?
A little bit. Like
Really?
a tiny bit. Like a really small.
Rappelling down boulders and the toothbrush and stuff?
That more so, but like I went sport climbing like a little bit at Mickey's Beach sometime in like the first year I went climbing and got pretty scared on the slab leading and like it's fun.
Did you do the
It's
Sharma
just-
route, the thing that he does in Rampage, the surfs up, what is it called, surfs up, the 13D or something?
No, I didn't do that. Dude, I was climbing like 5'10". I was like pretty psyched. I didn't
Nice.
fall to 5'10". I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
fucking
Now, how many years have you been climbing now?
a little over 10 now.
Huh? Wow, decade.
Started in July '08.
Yeah, it seems you really get to the gist of things.
Yeah.
Decade plus, you got like your PhD in climbing.
Yeah.
And you do quite a bit of traveling?
Fair bit, yeah. I'm trying to do more this year.
Yeah.
I'm like pretty psyched. I'm gonna be going to Switzerland like in a month, and then Rocklands in summer. So
Yeah.
maybe, hopefully.
And
think
you've
I'm
been
gonna
to
try
both
to-
before?
Yeah, but I haven't been. I've only been to Ticino for like 2 days, and I'm gonna be mostly in Ticino this time.
Oh,
I've been to
nice.
Magic Wood for like 2 or 3 weeks total over 2 trips.
Yeah.
So this will be more like the stuff that I feel like I originally saw, like the Dagger and Storm.
What would you say if you had to like pick 3 areas on the planet that you wanted to go to or you've been that you think are the best for bouldering and stuff, what would those be?
I still don't think I can beat Rocklands. I think that's my number one. The other ones I don't know though. I haven't been to South America, and I'm like pretty psyched to go to South America and see if we can find some stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been to South America.
Yeah.
Developed a bunch of stuff in Peru.
Really?
Yeah, and
Oh, sick.
yeah, I went down there to climb mountains years and years ago, and saw the mountain we were trying to climb, and we were just like, dude, whatever. And there's boulders everywhere.
Sick.
And yeah, one of the coolest things, just the geologic. You take a bus up, and you're in a valley, and it's like, you know, boulders in the trees and the woods and stuff, and you get up a little higher in elevation, and it's like Squamish or something, a lot of moss,
Whoa.
like fresher boulders, and then you get up above tree line, and you know, base camp's at like 17,000 feet, usually around there, and it's like, wow, it's absolutely crazy. Like, yeah, it's just alpine boulders, you know what I mean? So you walk less than 3 miles up a valley, but you have like all these different like sectors of boulders and stuff.
Wow, that sounds
Really cool.
amazing.
Yeah, we went to a
Super
place,
sick.
Hatu Machai, that was really cool, and it was a volcanic area.
Okay.
Blow your mind. We took a bus out on this road, just turned into like the meadow,
Okay.
and we were at 14,000 feet, and you just see what looks like Waco just rising out of the meadow,
Whoa.
and you can pull up right into the boulders if you want.
Sick.
And I remember getting out of the bus and trying to run over this like 45 just coming out of the thing, just like, oh my god, like, oh.
Yeah.
And you're at 14,000 feet, you're just like 10 feet, and you're
Getting
like,
worked.
oh god, my waist, I gotta lay down, like, absolutely. Now it's getting actually discovered quite a bit, getting all bolted up, and people are taking tours and stuff there and stuff, but
Wow. Sick.
magical area.
Sick.
90% of it was pure trash, the best shapes you've ever seen in your life, but just like crumbly kid litter. But I did a problem that I think Julian Nadias actually put up first. He was in front of me by a week, and I told him to go to this place and
Nice.
check out this problem, and I think he did it for me. But the Shining Path, and it was 45. It was like the mandala with like some tufas in a pocket in it. Like,
Whoa,
absolutely. It made a
crazy.
Fontainebleau top out. Like, just
Wow.
absolutely amazing.
Mega.
Yeah, it's down there. Bolivia's really awesome too. Like Tony Lamiche and like a lot of these Frenchies went there like
Okay.
1 year. I think there's even an article in a magazine or something. And Bolivia is really inexpensive.
Yes,
Peru is
very
absolutely inexpensive, dude. You can go there and like make money. You know what I mean? It's like really
Choose some coca
inexpensive.
leaves.
Yeah, and then Chile, you know, like all that stuff. There's
Yeah.
stuff around there. I always wondered about that.
I've been there. It's like more sport climbing than I guess there's like some alpine area for boulders.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Fred's done a bunch of developing at.
Oh, Patagonia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that zone.
Yeah.
It's
There
supposed
is.
to be like really amazing.
Yeah.
But like everyone, it's kind of like Yosemite, which actually I realized would definitely be in my top 3 places
Yeah.
Yosemite.
for sure.
Really?
100%.
I used to go out to Yosemite every year. I don't like it. I like it. I love it. You know, it's awesome. It's a climbing thing. But
Yeah.
man, just going there in the wrong time where there's just so many people and like
Ooh,
you're
yeah.
getting run
Yeah,
off
that
by the
shit
rangers
sucks.
and your van's getting broken into
Yeah.
and you're just like, dude, this is not what it would.
Well, that's kind of like the downside of it. Like if we're talking like pure climbing, then it's like
Yeah.
Yosemite. But like in terms of like including lifestyle and whatnot, it's like a little bit more challenging, especially for like longer term in the season. Is like cold, short days, and it's hard to stay anywhere where you're not getting like hassled or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
But I mean, I was working.
You been to Fontainebleau? Yeah.
I like Font, but I don't think it is like. I mean, I really like it, but it just didn't. It doesn't like have the crazy aspect that Rocklands has.
The concentration.
The concentration and just like the landscape is so wild to me in Rocklands.
Rocklands.
And I think I just like deserts more.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Rocklands is hard not to call that the best bouldering area in the world, you know what I mean?
And I think maybe not, I think it's short-sighted potentially to say this, but like the potential in Rockland seems greater than in Font.
Yeah.
Especially for tall things like.
Oh man, your Ubuntu and some of the stuff you put up last year were like greatest hits, man. It was awesome. Like I remember even that thing on that the Air Star boulder.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, that was like, there was just like parties flocking to that like every day to do that thing.
Yeah,
like, people were just so psyched on that. And Ubuntu too is like one of the best, like especially the new breed of problems, like just absolutely
thanks, dude.
stellar line.
But yeah, so I found that in 2014, my first trip, and I like couldn't do it. Like I did all the moves, but I couldn't link it. And I was like, that was in my top 3 going back. I was like, I have to do that proud.
Yeah, I watched the video of you doing that, and I watched Dave. I spotted Dave on it when he did it. When we were trying it a little bit. Yeah, I watched you do it, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe you got way low and like back up and did these things. It was crazy, your method.
Yeah, it was funky.
Yeah, Dave did it very kind of direct, kind of.
It's kind of funny. I almost felt like I was doing like a Dave style.
Yeah, no, I know.
If he's climbing
I looked at that and I was
like,
oh wow.
My style.
Yeah, Dave did a pretty powerful way actually, but that was good. Yeah, you're different from a lot of climbers. A lot of climbers seem to go out to these areas and stuff and repeat stuff and kind of like to pull the numbers game and stuff and just kind of don't really have the vision that you do. It seems like you go around and it's like, man, I'm still psyched on a lot of your first ascents. It's like everywhere you go, you kind of add a little addition, you know what I mean? And some places, I mean, like Roy, like some of the new things, the Rainmaker and the Mavericks and stuff, stellar problems, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, wow, how'd this guy go down there and just grab these things up like that? Like I don't know.
I think part of that is timing, but I think a lot of it too is kind of like you and Dave and Chris, like, for when I started climbing, like the coolest thing is to do new shit, to find new stuff, have the vision and like believe it's possible and try and make it happen.
Yeah, no, you're definitely on, as far as I'm concerned, on the right path for sure. It's awesome to watch, you know what I mean? There's just so many guys I see out there. It's like, I mean, I show a lot of projects to a lot of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
sometimes people just look at me like with this blank face, like like they need somebody to do it before them or something, or they need a video of it or something, or to get some kind of weird status where I don't know where it comes from to do it. But you on the other hand, like you're on a tear. You put up good boulders and you see the line and everything. It's really cool.
I really like the aspect of not knowing actually, because I mean I've never been like a strong climber. Like I don't climb with a very powerful style. Like I climb a lot with my legs and not much with my
pretty
upper
powerful. Pretty good on your heels too.
It's like that. I like my heels for sure.
Yeah, I mean HLA in a day the other day. That's like a pretty pure power problem. That's under what, 5 moves?
I was psyched on that one because I was like, I couldn't heel hook my way through it. Although I did do a heel hook on the campus move,
and it blew everybody's mind. Got everybody talking. It was like, you know, it was like, wow, he just heeled next to his hand and went up to that thing like right there. It's like, we get these big drop knee and like fly out like this, and the things usually cut and like go up. It's like, holy crap, he fucking just healed by his hand.
I'm bad when my feet cut. I think. I mean, my core is generally like my weakest, like just my weakness, and also having long arms, like I'm kind of like gangly in that way, and it's hard for me to hold swings. So I'm bad at holding swings.
Squeeze.
And just the little amount of time I've spent with you, I've seen like you, with a lot of these, a new breed of climber, I feel like has this like, you guys really concentrate on beta. I see it with Jimmy a lot too. It's Jimmy kind of like knows, and you can see it in other people where it's like, you need to like move a little left or move a little right.
Yeah. I think that's actually that's one of the reasons I really like bouldering, and I think that bouldering initially drew me in is because I really like that puzzle aspect and like finding like the trick where it just kind of is like, and I think that's also why I like Yosemite, because Yosemite is like everything is impossible and then you move 1 inch one way and then the move's easy and you're just like, it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday on Memory, when you were trying Memory as Parallax, and it seemed like, you know, you're like, whoa, that looks really hard, you're doing good on it and stuff, but you could definitely move into a position where it looked like you really had a lot of less effort than the try before, you know what I mean? When you found the position.
Yeah, you find it, like, oh, this is like the way to do it, and then it's like, I really like that aspect of climbing, and I think that kind of searching for the new stuff, I kind of like not having beta, in a way. Like, if I'm trying to repeat something, then I want to have beta, because I want to, like, not spend as many tries or skin or whatever, but in terms of like new stuff, like having those kind of like eureka moments is one of my favorite parts of climbing for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even watching you on Africa Bambata yesterday on your flash go, it's like, wow, he just like pulled on and kind of climbed it, you know what I mean? Like, it looked like, you know, your body just kind of like knew what to do, and you're in a flow state, like kind of just off your ass, and I was like, wow, dude, he's just like flowing up this thing really good, like,
Yeah.
like,
Then
it's almost like when we were skating the other day, and you're like showing me the foot position for hard flips and stuff. It's like I try stuff like that all the time, and it'll be like 6 months, dude, before I like get it through my head. Where it's like, dude, you have to reposition your feet. You know what I mean? Especially in bouldering, where it's like, dude, I've been trying this thing for like, you know, 6 months now. You know what I mean? Like, what is the problem? Like, it's like I got it all wired up. Like, it's just like, what is it? You know, and paying attention to beta, and I think that like letting your guard down a lot for, you know, myself at least, like it's like, I got this, I can just kind of grunt through it, but when you get the puzzle just perfect, it's like, wow. I mean, every time I top out a boulder, it's like fucking V9 probably, you know what I mean? That's like, felt like it was pretty easy, you know what I mean? And that's the beta working for you.
Same with skating then. Skill-based sports.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to it. I mean, I was trying some stuff in the cave the other day in Clear Creek, and Isabel was kind of coaching behind me, and, you know, she's like, you know, pull in with the heel. Like, you're not pulling in with the heel. Like, pull in with the heel. And it's like, God damn it.
Boom.
Yeah, it really takes a lot for me. I'm really stubborn. Like, I just like to, like, find my way and do it.
Well, that was sick yesterday at Memory. She was like, you're dropping your hips, and I've, like, never heard that before. I was like, that's me having like soft core, but then I was like, she described it, she was like, you need to like stand into the foot, and then like did the foot move, and I was like, whoa, like, you know, that's like so satisfying. You just like have that little piece of body English, like subtle thing that just changes the entire situation.
Oh, I know. Those little things.
10 years in, still learning.
Dude, always learning.
Still getting the PhD.
Yeah. I'm always learning.
Forever quest. I think. Which is what's so cool, though. Like, I feel like if there was a point where you're like, okay, I'm good, like, then it would suck. You know, it'd be like disappointing.
No, you take it for granted a lot. The older you get, you're like, I got all this experience. You know what I mean? Like, I can kind of muster these things and muster that stuff. But sometimes there's things where you're just like, dude, what is up? And it's just like you're not paying attention. You know what I mean? You're slipping just a little bit. You got to tighten that up, and you succeed a lot better.
A couple years ago, I read that book, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind.
No, I've read that.
Yeah, but a lot of it is about kind of that, just like being open and not having any ego towards using a method. Or thinking it has to be a certain way.
Easily hitting the restart button. I'm consistently like, dude, I'm a V5 climber. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm back down to V5. You know what I mean? I just did my project 2 weeks ago. I guess I got fat or got lazy or something, but I'm back down to V5 status. You know what I mean? It takes really going to like Flagstaff and stuff. And
it does.
In session and those problems.
That happened to me.
I mean, me and you go to Flagstaff quite a bit, but it's like those problems where it's like, dude, this is like walking down the sidewalk for me, and so it's like it's almost like working out. You know what I mean? So like I can do that, but man, I get so frustrated if I can't do the undercling traverse first time, dude. It's like throwing a tantrum. You know what I mean? Like a gangbang and that
Bob's
stuff.
bulge. You got to make Bob's bulge feel easy because it's hard, but it can feel
that was
easy.
one. I've only started doing that one in the last 5 years, probably. This is from a 20-year career at Flagstaff. You know what I mean? But like a flag star.
Flag dad.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah.
Box bulge, dude.
Because it's all about body position.
Yeah, I've only started doing that like in the last 5 years. I always thought that was so hard.
It is hard.
It's like V5, dude, whatever.
Sandbags, OG sandbags.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's actually also kind of why.
That's why people don't like flag that much, because they get humbled there.
Yeah.
Ego gets a hit because they don't just
Yeah.
fly up V7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's like helped me a lot though, because I'm like I was saying, like I'm not like I don't climb via powering through things. So
I watch Daniel Wood sometimes where he's like, you're like, dude, the circuits
tight,
aren't working,
dude.
and he's like forcing it. You know what I mean? And you're like, good lord, dude, like just.
But
like,
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, everybody
Sick,
does. You know what I mean?
Many people can.
Be
Yeah,
awesome.
he's just.
It's just that raw power.
Yeah, he's those little mini pinch strengths, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about climbing on that thing with those guys last month. In
Yeah, you
Vegas.
climbed on
Oh,
Sleepwalker. You made the debut.
Dude,
You were in that
Kind of the
video.
boulder of the month.
Hard as fuck.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's like for sure the hardest thing I've ever tried. I mean, I was trying pretty short sessions because I was mostly trying kintsugi, but
Yeah, good job on that.
thanks. Super psyched.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to.
That looks like a mega awesome one.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's like
I
up there
have.
with the best in the
I was
world.
there when we
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
medevac Nale out of that.
For his leg slice.
Well,
Yeah.
and you filmed the send though, right?
I also did that.
Yeah. So you were there for the OG effect.
But more memorable to me was the
the cut.
6-hour search and rescue day.
And then Dave had to carry him out.
It was like 8 of us had to carry him out through that horrible desert. It's like
Dude,
every
that
loose
what
rock,
sucks.
everything's so pokey. Everyone's getting tired. He's on the stretcher, like, oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a masterpiece boulder.
Dude, all the time. But yeah, Sleepwalker is crazy hard, and I think that was kind of like, maybe not necessarily eye-opening, but just really clarified in my mind some of my things I need to
What's
work on.
doable?
Oh,
what's
it's
like-
like make stuff stark.
Yeah, because it's like threshold moves, so it's not like power endurance. I mean, it kind of is. It's like 7 or 8 hand moves, but it's not like that long.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Daniel about it, and it was just like, yeah, it's like 8, like all these moves, you know, all this stuff, and you like watch it, you're like, dude, it looks like it's like 5 moves long. Like, what is this? It's not
Yeah.
like it's you know, but yeah, it looks intense.
But it's like just these really powerful moves.
Yeah.
Like, things that you go and grab the holds, and honestly, it's like it could be like V5. It's one of those situations where you grab the start holds and you're like, maybe not V5, but like V9 or something. You're like, this is pretty reasonable. And you're like, yeah, the sloper's bad, but like they're in compression, like whatever.
Wow.
And then you pull on and it's like kicked back, and the holds are at this really strange angle, and so it's just like, I don't know. It's just a really cool example of how orientation of holds and also having really bad feet make things super hard.
Yeah.
And like you do these moves, and then the bicycles are terrible to do the match, so it's just like a lot of tension, like
Wow.
power, and then a lot of core tension, and then like continuous core tension, and yeah, it's sick
Continuous
though.
core tension.
And it's like it kind of switches too. It's got like all styles, because you do these huge moves, and then you do these scrunchy moves, and you have this sloper, and then you dominate this crimp.
Right.
So it's kind of
looks
like
crazy.
no matter what size or style you are, it's hard, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I know Nolly put a lot
That
of
is
effort
pretty
into that.
cool. It's not its own style.
Yeah, it's not
I think
this
Nolly
morpho-
just did it the
He
other
did it
day.
yesterday.
Yeah, no,
or
Nolly
something,
did it
which is
yesterday, but
fucking
he
rad.
put probably the most effort into anything, into that problem, or he's been trying it for the last couple of years or whatever. And I'm sure he did it the same beta as it goes. It seems like it's kind of like a one beta thing. I remember him saying, you know, Jimmy can span all this and this, but I'm sure it doesn't look like there's a lot of room for another method on that one.
Yeah, because Daniel and Jimmy used the exact same method, except for how they slide their hand basically, and Daniel basically has to like do 2 extra hand adjustments and bicycle adjustments to do this match.
Oh wow.
But otherwise, like the hand sequence and stuff is the exact same.
And it's funny. I went to Vegas with Dave years and years ago, and I remember him ticking that thing up. He did Wet Dream.
Nice, yeah.
I was messing around Wet Dream, and I remember just looking at this thing like, you know, I don't know about this. Like, what is this? You know what I mean? And like, now that whole side of the boulder is just like in there
Fully
squoze.
done, yeah.
I guess is Another
Super
hard,
cool.
hard one,
Yeah.
compression thing.
Yeah, super hard. Just another Jimmy sandbag. I actually checked though. He like upgraded it again after days.
To HC.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, it took me 3 days to do the moves in single moves.
In squoze.
On squoze, and it took Daniel 6 days, I think, to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like usually
Right,
he
not
does
8
8B plus pretty fast, about
Yeah.
6 days sort of thing. Jimmy does use a slightly different method for the second move, which is like the equally hardest move, like first and second move, the two hardest moves. So it could be a size thing to some extent, but
Right.
I think it's just pretty damn
Pretty
hard.
raw dog hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like pretty full on Jimmy style too, just
Uh-huh.
bop, bop, bop.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I had a style, but people said it was bear camp style. I'm just not good enough.
Yeah, I
You
think
got
you
your
got a
video style,
man.
dude.
Yeah, you're in there. I mean, if I walked up on flag, I was like, oh man, there's
I gotta be
Cammy's
that
doing
guy,
it.
yeah.
That's his style. I see his style. You're getting there, dude. Yeah, I've never really had a style either. If sucking was a style, maybe sucking is my style. I don't know.
What about? But you definitely. I mean, I knew who you were in the climbing world, but the climbing world at large might have not known who you were until you had that, crazy season where you jumped, leveled up, didn't you?
Yeah, so I was in school. So I went to school at UC Santa Cruz,
Uh-huh.
and I plateaued,
Oh.
and it was real frustrating. So
Oh.
I was improving pretty fast when I first started climbing because I didn't know. I approached climbing like skating. I didn't know you rested. I was climbing 6 or
You're
7
young
days a
too,
week,
you know
I
what I
was
mean?
really
It's
young.
just like
Yeah.
skateboarding.
Is
You
that
can
the
skate
secret?
7 days a week when
Yeah.
you're 17, and when
Exactly.
you're get older, it's hard.
And I was going for like 5-6 hour sessions. Like I was like fully obsessed and just going hard. And I think I climbed this V10 that later got downgraded to V9 after like a year and a half or something. And then I climbed like my first V11 like a year after that. And then I didn't climb V11 for like 3 more years or something when I was in school. And I was like,
Frustration.
yeah, it was pretty annoying. But then, like, at the end of school, right before I went to school, me and one of my best friends, Teddy, were like, I had seen Progression. That was the other movie that got us super hype. And there's Sky, footage of Daniel doing the FA of Sky.
Yeah.
And
Oh, right.
we were like, we have to go to Rockland. So we made this pact. We were like, when we graduate, we're going to Rocklands. So in summer of 2014, we went to Rocklands, and I did Shosholoza, which was like my first 8A plus, and I did it in a day.
Yeah.
And at the end of the trip, I did
V11s for 3 years, and then you do a V12 in a day. It's like, oh, shit.
It's that wingspan.
It's that wingspan, dude. Yeah. I had like a really good day though. And then at the end of the trip, like one of the last days, I did Moosey Macy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I feel like fit. And then I came back to Yosemite and I did like a few V12s that I've been trying for like 4 years. And there were a few projects that I did the first ascent of, and the Happy Isles, me and my buddy Eric Bissell did a bunch of developing the Happy Isles that year. And
The Happy
Isles is like farthest east section of Yosemite.
Oh wow.
Or one of the farthest east, like easily accessible, and just like some nice highball stuff, like 10, 11s, and
wow.
really nice tall stuff. And,
Good quality blocks.
and then I started working in Yosemite, and so then I was kind of like able to really focus on just climbing like
Oh, yeah.
a lot. So I was working seasonally in Yosemite for 3.5 years basically. So I would work. First year it was like I worked there in the fall for just a couple months, and then the next year I worked in summer, which was kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Because I'd never been there.
I work for
tourist
national
season.
parks, dude, like in Yellowstone and stuff.
That makes 3 of us.
Crazy. Yeah, we're
Parks
and Rec,
veterans.
dude.
We're just classic feds over here.
No, I didn't. I was working concessions and that kind of jazz, not for the government.
Yeah, the trail crew.
No.
I was doing like air and water quality monitoring. So it was like moving these like monitors around basically for when there were wildfires and doing some water sampling.
Oh wow.
But I was there for climbing.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so then I had like 2. The next year I was able to convince my boss to just let me come on for fall. and like through winter, and so I just was there for fall and winter the next 2 years, and it was sick. And it was drought years, which was like terrible for California, but really good for climbing.
Yeah, sure.
And that was also kind of when I started climbing with Randy.
Oh wow, yeah.
And Randy's always been like one of my idols, like because he has
the wizard, dude.
He has the vision too with like tall stuff and singular
Randy's
lines.
legend.
Yeah, full legend. And he really helped mentor me and shape like where he thought bouldering could go. And then I was like, wow, like, you know, looking at shit that I was like, no way.
Yeah.
And there's this thing, Zephyr, this like one of the most scary moments that I've had climbing in ever, and he like fully envisioned this transition.
Did that slab in Camp 4?
No, dude, it's that one's sick though. That's his newer one, the Archer.
Okay.
Yeah. Next to Eric Bissell's legendary unrepeated the Ballerina.
Ooh.
Argue like up there with hardest slabs in the world for sure.
Really? In Yosemite?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Ballerina, never heard of
Camp
it.
4, just like other side of initial friction.
Yeah.
Really?
Right behind Cocaine Corner.
God.
Really? Never heard of it.
Right behind Dominator and Dominated, like just
wow.
back there. Big, tall.
Yosemite bouldering. Dominator, Thunderbird, Cocaine Corner, blue suede shoes.
Yeah.
Give me some of the new wave things, man. Like some of the boulders
those
you've put
ones.
up.
Those.
This the Zephyr thing, I think.
You put up the Zephyr.
Yeah, but it was Randy and Carlo and I tried it the first day, and Carlo actually climbed through the crux but hadn't rehearsed it, and then we like had to break this sketchy hold so you had to jump to this other hold, and I envisioned it's basically this big kind of overhung ball blunt prow. So it climbs out this gentle overhang on like kind of water polished almost rock.
Oh wow.
And you do this sick like heel toe cam drop, like cross over these rails and drop down and then do like a floater jump, and it climbs amazing, but I always envisioned it going up this prow like kind of direct. And I tried it and I did the moves, but it was like fucked. And Randy was like, dude, I was gone over winter and I was in Bishop, and he was like, if you go out left, like it just crimps the whole way and then you cut back right. And I was like, no way, I can't see anything. And like sure enough, of course, like you like never doubt Randy with this sort of thing, like wrapped in and was like, oh dude, for sure the way.
Yeah.
Still hard, but like much higher percentage. And, I think that's still to date like one of my favorite.
How hard is it?
Climb. Like 12-ish, I think.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
High ball.
Super
High ball. Committing at the top.
Yeah, there's like it's kind of okay because it was super random though. Like the day that I did it, they were doing all that filming for Dawnwall and stuff, right? And they were like Peter Mortimer and Josh Lowell and all of them were staying with Beth and Randy. And we were down at Zephyr and like checking it on the rope, and they came down and we were kind of just like, you know, thinking about trying the bottom and whatnot. And I tried the top on rope and I did it 1 time out of 4 times, which is like not
25%.
Yeah, dude, it's like a terrible
25%.
percentage. Normally I'm like, I need to do it 3 to 5 times in a row without falling.
Yeah.
And then I feel confident. And Peter Mortimer just got super hyped. So the reason I called it Zephyr was there was this huge windstorm. So I actually had access to, because I was doing air and water quality stuff, I had access to the wind data that hits Turtle Black Dome up at Willow Valley. And there were wind gusts over 100 miles an hour when I was gone. And it knocked down this tree that was like, I swear, 2 trees that were this big right next to it.
Oh, wow.
And there was all this debris near the landing, and Peter Mortimer just started like fucking building the landing. And then we just all got hyped and we just like built the landing up and made it like pretty good and like kind of this like trampoline brush situation.
Yeah, sick.
And then like
nice, dude.
Yeah, and then kind of like we were getting closer to getting through the bottom, and I got through the bottom 1 time and I was like, fuck, I don't know if I can get through the bottom again. And we had a bunch of pads, and fortunately
It's your time to
stuck it for safety. But there was like this crazy wind too as I was going. Like you get kind of this no hands as you are walking across back to the right, and then you have to. The move that I kept falling on the rope is you grab this bad undercling and this high right smear, and you just have to stand on the smear, and it's just like a shit smear, and your feet are at like 20, 22 feet or something.
Oh wow.
And it's fucking spicy. And I actually like, so I did that, got the foot up on the good foot, and reached the sloper jug at the top, and I like, kind of, I don't know, I like froze. Because I hadn't really like climbed through the top on the rope, because I was just like, oh, like I'll just get the jug, and you know I'm not even gonna try today. And we just had all these pads, and like everything was like lined up so well.
Yeah, that's the best kind of ascent though.
And everyone was silent, and I was just here, and Randy's like, just like up from the wind, Randy's voice just like, come on, dude, do it. And then I was just like, kind of like snap back, and it was like, oh my god, yeah, like scramble, like freak out.
Come on, dude, do it. Don't not do it.
Yeah, I was like, come on, you got it, or something. But like everything was silent, and I was like, oh my god, I was like a bunch of people, and like I was like all frozen, like fuck, like what do I do? I don't remember the beta at all, like.
Oh wow.
But it was like good hold. It was just like I was in shock. It was,
yeah. Bad place to be in shock.
It was like more reckless than I usually am. Normally it's like very calculated and
very cool.
And
that's right in Camp 4.
No, this is down Canyon, next to the Merced River, like 100 or Highway 140.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Has there been? I didn't notice. Randy's put up a few new things in Yosemite lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean he put up this new fucking badasserette on the Camp 4 boulder, or on the Columbia boulder.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, dude, Randy, and he put up this thing at Bridal Veil like 2 years ago that's unreal. Like Randy is like my hero, dude. Like he put up this highball is like 35-footer red. He fucking didn't try any of the moves on the rope. He was like
ground up.
He cleaned it on the rope and chalked it, but he did not pull on.
No, wow.
And he was like, I want to have this like this style and this experience this way. And when we were talking about it, he was like, you should match my style. And I was like, well, I can't match your style because you like already did it, and like you did it first, so you already have the best style, I feel like. But like you already did it in this like fucking badass style too.
So pure.
It's like pretty gnarly, dude. He did it by himself, 4 pads. Like it's huge. And the last move for him is like limit reach.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Randy's
cool.
really good with his head, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's really cool though.
Wow.
And still unrepeated.
Yeah.
I want to try it. But I also like, he told me though, he was like, match my style, and I kind of feel like the first Ascensionist should be the standard setter, and they kind of, like if you do it in a worse style than the first Ascensionist, then like, it's just not as cool. Like,
yeah,
it's already harder to do it in the first, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a whole brave new world out there now though, you know what I mean? Anybody's gonna top rope it, do whatever they can just to get through it, you know, and the end result is always just the ascent of it, you know, of it.
But him telling me that specifically, I was like, I have to like.
Yeah.
I can't like.
Yeah, for sure.
Top rope it or anything.
Yeah, no, that's like a good.
So I've been waiting though. I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready, but I do want I want it to be chalked and stuff and make sure it's clean at least. So.
Yeah, sure. Maybe you haven't tried it yet.
No, I've tried the bottom. I climbed on the bottom one day that year that he did it.
Did he give you any kind of grade, any kind of thing? How hard do you think it is?
I think he said V11ish, which seems about right.
Yeah.
Or presumably.
Well, you're a pretty good flash climber. You could kind of like if you flashed it for the second ascent, or if you.
Well, I already tried it.
Oh, you've already tried it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would be fucking gnarly though.
Yeah.
That would be good style.
Yeah. Flash. Yeah, that's
35-foot highball flash, like.
Yeah, I remember in the park that what is it? The Memoirs of the Invisible Climber, Chris Sharma's problem in Chaos Canyon. Not the best problem in the world, just something. But I remember cleaning that up with Dave, and I remember Chris just booting up to I remember Dave being like, you're just going to try and flash it, you know? Like, flash first ascent, you know? It's just like that. Yeah, of course, man. You know, like, you know, the best style,
Cool
you know?
style,
if you flash first ascent something, that's pretty much as good as it can get.
Yeah, totally. That's pretty badass.
Wow, that's a good story. Zephyr.
Yeah.
Go look at that thing.
Yeah. But unfortunately, there's no video of it, but there's some photos like online.
Oh, you had those guys there, no video. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the big wigs with the cameras.
They were like, "Wow, we didn't think you were gonna do it." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, me neither."
That's really cool.
That's dope.
What about training and stuff? You're pretty serious now as a climber. It seems like Is that what you're focused on now? Is your climbing?
It's kind of funny because I feel like I've always been as focused as I am now on my climbing. I guess maybe not when I was in school, just because logistically I couldn't. Like I didn't have a car.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
in Santa Cruz, and there's just not that much. There's like Castle Rock, and that's about it.
Oh yeah.
But I really don't like training. It's like not doesn't suit my like style of effort and whatnot. But I have acknowledged that there are weaknesses that I do feel like I gain a lot from by working on like core stuff. So I've kind of started to do some this last year, basically, doing core stuff and a little bit of cardio. Like right before I went to Red Rocks the first time to try and do the nest, I was like actually running so that I would make the approach feel really easy.
Right.
So I was doing like, just trying to have some general fitness. And recently I have been getting psyched because I like kind of want to see where I can push stuff for high balls this year. That's like what I'm really psyched on. Like the person, I think if I had to choose one person who like has put up the lines that I like the most, I would have to say it's like probably Nale.
Oh really?
Because he does like these really sick lines like aesthetically, but they're also like limit difficulty, which is I think super badass.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't get much better than that, you know?
So I want to try.
Hard ass high balls.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And Nolly's limit's a little bit above everybody else's.
Yeah,
limit
exactly.
Too,
so it's like a pretty sick style. So I kind of want to. In the last couple of years, I've been trying to push kind of the physical side of my climbing, which has generally been my weak aspect. So, because like mentally, I feel like pretty okay with tall stuff when I rehearse stuff, but physically, I'm just like I'm not necessarily strong enough to do things that I want to do.
When are you gonna go to South Africa this year?
Either June, July, or July, August. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, last year when we were there, we went around, and I remember, like, living large was like, everybody's talking about living large for a second, you know what I mean? I don't know what even is. And we started going around, and I swear I found 3 living larges.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, finish line is probably my number one.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's an awesome thing.
There you go.
But not to say that we found 3 living larges,
No,
but
no,
I remember we
100%.
kept just like walking up on these 40-foot arêtes, just like, dude, what is this? And I started rapping down them. There's one right next to like Elephantstons at Riverside, and I think somebody's tried it, but it's off the ground, hanging, hard, and then like just this kind of techie, gnarly, arête, really high.
Is it one that's visible from the road?
Probably.
Like literally 40 to 45 feet tall though?
Yeah.
And like kind of pedestal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hanging.
Yeah, I'm psyched on that one.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah,
like
it's
hard start,
though.
hard start, and then the top is like, it's no joke, dude. Like I was on the rope in my sneaks, like doing the moves and stuff. And I was like, oh my, like this is real deal up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Africa.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to fall.
Yeah, perfect landing though. I mean, like it's just like it's like a stone thing. You know what I mean? It's not like all jumbled or anything crazy.
Yeah.
But
I do like that though. That's kind of like my rule of high balls for the most part. Like I can deal with flat landings.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather do something that's pretty tall with a flat landing than something lower with a bad landing.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's maybe the skating thing where I'm like used to falling on level surfaces.
Yeah, I know. Bad landings really freak me out too.
And like stuff with like, I don't know, I'm worried about my back or like twisting. And, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's a sketch.
Oh, I know. I mean, I've seen a lot of people break their ankles and stuff off high balls and stuff. It's bad. Yeah, there's a good high ball circuit around here too. It hasn't been really revived in a long time. Maybe you're the guy that can go around and do all the high balls. We went and looked last year at
Inform me.
Kevin Jorgensen's Fish Out of Water. It's like, I don't even know if it's had a repeat, but it's just this V12, like really nice high ball arête that's like
Where?
up by
Over by West Basin, but
Pearson Park, like on the other, it's like
cool.
other side of the basin. Yeah, it looks amazing. Some of the other ones, I think the Matterhorn is a pretty nice one.
Didn't Andy Mann make that movie, Colorado Highball?
Yeah, and I think it has a.
It's got Fish Out of Water.
Yeah.
That might be the big line in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's pretty
You
cool.
guys have that?
Fish.
Shoot that.
No, the video, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I just took a few pictures. Yeah. You can see a little glimpse of it on the internet, like it's like a trailer for the video that we searched down and saw Kevin doing like 2 moves on this
Nice.
spread. What are some other ones? The Matterhorn's pretty good. Have you tried that?
Haven't seen that one. Ties thing.
Yeah, pretty nice big move into like maybe like a V9, V10 kind of highball thing.
Sick.
Really fun though. Yeah, and you're approaching, I mean, you'll be in Switzerland, but when you get back, the highball season in the park is phenomenal. With all the snow underneath this stuff,
yeah,
you know,
totally.
like last year at the Cat Ranch and stuff.
Mega.
But all that stuff is just so awesome.
Yeah. There is that one, dude, there's that one wall that I look at every time on the way to Upper that I like, oh man, if it weren't in chaos, I would be so psyched, but the landing is so fucked. It's
like
a
a Gauge 45 on the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've looked at that for years.
It's got holds.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the right side might be a little thing.
Yeah.
That's funny. We went like before Upper Chaos was even a thing. I remember just like taking a hike with Dave.
And
that was one of the things we saw.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like put 2 bolts in this or something.
Yeah.
Like, look at this, you know, like. And we were hiking around all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we didn't see really any of it. And we saw like some stuff, and we're like, wow, there's some really cool stuff up here, but man, it's so long of a hike. I don't think anybody would ever come up here. And it was like 2 years later that people started like actually going up there and getting the fire up there, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And now it's like, man, I don't even leave that place. That's like the only place I go in the summer is like Upper Chaos. I just love it. Just the hike and the atmosphere and the problems. They're always power endurance problems. That's probably why I like it.
It's a long
And there's
hike.
and there's other stuff.
It's full on.
Yeah, 15 minutes usually on a good day from the parking lot to
Do you go 2 or 3 days on ever?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Keep
Lord,
going.
I get wrecked up there.
Yeah, me too.
But I feel like that's what's been good about being kind of back and forth between here the last little bit. What time are we doing?
I don't know, it's 5.
Cameron has to go soon to his Diddy.
I'm good.
That's basically been an hour. What else? You're on Mellow this last week, doing those two, the Nest and Kiksui.
Yeah.
Oh, do we got Roy footage we can go through?
Yeah, you also
have
did.
it?
You did some problems in Roy lately.
Did this. Dude, I'm so psyched on this tall one. I actually looked at it with Eric the first year that we went. And
Bissell?
yeah. And it's massive and really nice. And we always thought it would go out the prow.
Yeah, I saw this in some little story of yours or something. Wow, you're actually trying it.
And the bottom is the crux, and it basically eases. You get to that kind of where that tan line goes, and there's a jug.
Oh wow.
So this part's fairly hard. That's maybe the hardest move physically.
Oh wow.
And then you kind of get this jug.
Did you do this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
And then from here, it's maybe like V7 or V8, just perfect rails.
Wow, it's tall.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Perfect rails, dude.
Good thing you have friction labs on the center, right, Keenan?
Got that chalk bag, dude.
How hard is the beginning? How hard do you call it, or how
I
hard
think
is
it's like V11 overall. I thought it was like V10 to get to the jug, and then probably V7 or so after.
Wow, looks great.
And then, so this part's kind of tenuous, and then this next hold's pretty good, not like a jug, but like a pad and a half slippery edge. And then you're like, but the landing's really good too.
Oh, is it flat?
It's quite flat. It's like pretty tall. You get all,
It's tall.
get airy.
What'd you call it?
Earn your stripes.
Earn your stripes.
So I was like cleaning it, and I was like, wow, there's all these stripes. I think if I do it, I'll call it Earn your stripes.
And where is it?
So it's at middle, on the cliff band across.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Middle. That's
Middle
where
stadium, like where
Kind
Dave Graham Memorial thing is and whatnot. Roof.
Oh, in the jumbles.
Yeah, like up above the jumbles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
Just right back there, there's that cliff band, and the
Yeah.
cliff band's called, actually, found out later, the Tiger Stripe Wall.
Oh
That's
wow.
perfect.
Your stripes, tiger stripes, dude, it's all coming together.
Yeah. So,
Wow, excellent.
super psyched.
There's a mega highball bear toss boulder in Roy down at the bottom of the canyon. You go to this bear toss, left side.
Dude,
I wrapped it. I don't know. It has a mono on it.
Yeah,
like
I looked at
a
it.
mono, like a real mono.
The first trip, and I was like, whoa.
And like a dyno, like last move type thing. Maybe I don't even remember, but
yeah.
I remember being like, wow, this is crazy.
Landing is perfect.
Yeah, landing's perfect.
Yeah. No, I remember being really psyched on that one, for sure.
No.
Most def.
Oh, well, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thanks for...
Any last cues?
Yeah, any last words?
But Caroline asked if climbing makes you a better person. I would say, like, for sure it does.
Yeah, I think for sure it makes you a better person.
Yeah.
The intense question.
It's like an easy question.
I think the upper echelon of climbing, though, might make you a worse person.
Might make you...
alienated, obsessive, compulsive.
Yeah,
like,
it can have a bad side, but...
Definitely egotistical, definitely, like, out for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to think about.
Yeah.
Maybe a hard question for our next guest.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a guest on our show.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah.
All right.